we go. Joe can go over it when he goes over it.
Yeah, I know. John
Folks,
rocking
my
out
name's
by
Orange
himself.
Peanut, and welcome to the Duff Pick'em All Stars. Thank you, folks. Thank you, folks here. Welcome, folks. I am joined right now, tonight, here with folks on the screen. Where's my mouse? The Commissioner, Grody Glody, and Icehouse down in the lower left, who is on his cell phone. You can tell there. My name is the Orange Peanut. We are here to give you advice for what to do or what not to do or what to consider for your fantasy football, your gambling, maybe not gambling things, other things you might be betting on with that, side bets happening, and all of that kind of stuff with that. We are the alternative solution to the fantasy footballers. We have 3 subscribers. You could be the 4th. You would win a hat. We get a 4th subscriber, right? So at some point with that there. Folks, let's start off the week the way we normally do by talking about what happened last week. Stats brought to you by Commish. Commish, hit us up.
Well, adding to Grody's story about him thinking about it, I was staring at this at work, and I was looking at everyone's points that they were going to have by eliminating, the fact that I can see all of your other ones. And I wasn't sure if anybody was going to have San Francisco. And looking at it from a mathematical standpoint, I should have switched to San Francisco based purely on the fact that even if everybody else picked the Rams and was right, I'm still going to fall down. Whereas if I'm San Francisco and I'm right and everybody else has the Rams, then I outright win the week. Like, so I stared at it.
We're talking about the Rams, the end of the week here, which was a dynamic end of the week, as talking
about here. And the thing that I kind of wanted, I really did want the Rams to win, or at least lose by less than 3, just because everybody would have had, except for Stan, would have had 80 or more points for the week, which would have been an outstanding week for everyone. And I was going to say, like, what a great week for everybody except for Stan, who apparently didn't try that hard. And Tommy missed 2 points, or I'm sorry, two picks.
What is that?
But last week, Boss led the week with 87 points, followed by me with 84, Eric with 81, Grody and Tommy tied with 78, JV with 70, and Stan picking up the rear with 53 points. We all got Arizona and Kansas City right. We all got the Chargers right, except for Stan, who had Houston. We all had Tennessee, except for Boss, who had Indianapolis. We all got the Rams wrong. We all got Pittsburgh wrong. Did anybody get one right that nobody else? No, there was no one right pick versus everybody else was wrong. We did have the push between Buffalo and Baltimore, which on the season, there have been 29 favorites as the correct pick, 33 underdogs, and 2 pushes. Looking at 45%, 52%, and 3%. So,
yeah, that's a back-to-back week with a push too, right?
Yeah, which is funny because we had 7-9, 8-8, 5-10, and then a 9-6 week. So it's evening out. It doesn't. Wrong button. There we go. But with the standings, with Stan's unfortunate downfall, Grody's gap in the lead has furthered as he's up at 276, followed by Stan with 246, JV with 245, followed by me with 234, Eric with 230, Boss with 228, and Tommy bringing up the rear with 194. Although Stan does have the best overall record at 33-29 in his picks.
Oh man. That is something. The gap is closing between Grody and the rest of the crew here, but definitely coming up from the rear and showing us who knows best. Raise your glasses up here to last week's first place winner there. Let's give it up for Icehouse. Oh, that's the wrong button, right? Let's get there we go. Hey, congratulations, Icehouse. Um, what was? I know last week. Let's see. Your last week's game was actually the Kansas City game. Well, is that the one that made you win that week, or was there another game that you feel that like really set you ahead of everything? That you knew what it was going to be?
I don't know. What did I put on that game?
Well, the
I only
Kansas.
put 7 points on KC.
Yeah.
No, I put max points on Philadelphia over Jacksonville minus the Jags.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they do not have. They are the Jackless Jags. They do not. They
Jackson
no longer
Jack,
have
Jack.
Jacks. Yeah, you
That's
did
correct.
get your max points with that one there, and the 12, 11, 14. You are hitting big. The 16, the 15, 14, the 12, the 11. Yeah, you hit pretty big that week. That is pretty good with that. But let's
And
see.
yet, I'm the only idiot that put anything on Indy, and I went 13.
I know.
If I just thought somebody else
Can't help myself. I can't help
this week.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
well.
hey, this is a new week, new hopes, new beginnings, new terrible decisions by the Orange Peanut. But don't listen to me for anything. Listen, these folks have the real stuff. I may bring you an interesting stat here, at least make things entertaining, but definitely better to listen to is going to be Icehouse's discussion about one of the games we got here is Kansas City versus Dave Wojo's entire fantasy football team. Well, most of it at least. The Las Vegas Raiders here. Uh, Tell us about this one, Icehouse.
Well, I have nothing to offer other than my gut feeling, so
Oh,
Casey's going to win. Hot damn. By more
well,
than 7 points. I'll take Casey for 10.
he takes KC for 10 with the best and, well, the shortest discussion about any statistics out there. Not mentioning that 79% of people have picked Kansas City with an average confidence of 8.6, and that Las Vegas is being picked with a 6.7 average confidence with that. But anyway, that's short pick. Kamish, your thoughts?
Uh, Kansas City. It's a Monday night game.
Yeah, Mahomes
Well,
shows up when it comes to prime time, I think. I
yeah,
think.
and I mean, let's be honest. The Denver
Did you guys see that
Broncos.
pass that he did? It wasn't really a
Yeah,
pass. It was more like
the
hey, right over your head, buddy.
the
Yeah,
pirouette
the
And,
of
the
the
little
into
flicker.
the end zone.
the little
Oh
jump
my!
I mean,
shot.
what the fuck?
Yeah,
That was ridiculous.
ridiculous. Yeah,
The jump shot. You mean?
yeah, the
Yeah,
jump
yeah. It
shot.
was
Yep.
like, hey, I got you, buddy. It's like
Yeah.
right over your head.
Yeah, that was
Boom.
After
Mr.
he
Tebow who invented that.
after
Like,
he
that
spun. No, Tebow did not invent what Patrick Mahomes just did. Tebow did something entirely different. Mahomes made what? He got out of that one tackle, got over to the sideline, spun
yeah,
around, and
it was
didn't cross the line of scrimmage to throw that
it
It
ball.
was
was
a whole
amazing.
It was the most ridiculous shit
It
ever.
sure was.
Um, but I got
holy
4 points on Kansas City because I got to be honest. The Raiders are lucky that they got to play the Broncos this early because the Broncos haven't figured themselves out, and that's the only reason they won that fucking game.
Yeah, yeah. All right, there. 4 on Casey Grody.
There's one thing that Boss always says about his favorite team is they have a hard time covering the spread.
Yes.
And this is a divisional game. They're always tough. So I got 4 points on the Raiders.
4 points on the. Oh, damn. That you made me think about that. I was kind of waiting for something for Icehouse to say something about that, but maybe he's
sorry.
thinking.
Like I said, my internet was down, so I don't really have any time to. And it was Stephanie's birthday, so I had literally zero time to look at any of this.
Fair, fair is fair. I like going big on my last game. As I just if I can pull ahead by a whole bunch with it there, which I am going
Max
to.
point.
No, not max points. I am going to go 14 points on Kansas City because my big thing is they are playing a division rival at home, and that is a loud Arrowhead Stadium. That's going to be there. That's just going to be
Oh,
a very
on Monday night, no less. I like your style.
yeah. That's my overall thoughts with that there. moving onwardly. Oh, Kamish. Kamish has the Pittsburgh Steelers against Let's Go Buffalo. All right, Kamish, tell us about your thoughts and stats on this game.
Let's see. The Pittsburgh Steelers and Buffalo Bills have met each other 28 times, including 3 postseason games. The last time they met was September 12th of last season, in which the Buffalo Bills lost 23-16. Steelers lead the series 17-11. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 of the last 10 have been wins for Pittsburgh. Although, given that it's going to more than likely be a rookie quarterback starting, it does not bode well for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Let's see, where are we?
Sorry, Travis.
It's in Buffalo, which this is only the second home game of the year for Buffalo. They are 1-0 at home. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, is 1-1 away. Pittsburgh is minus 16 in the net points, 74 for, 90 against, whereas Buffalo's 114 for and only 58 against, netting 56 in the positive direction. On the season, Pittsburgh has been the underdog 3 times, of which twice it was you would have lost had you picked them. Buffalo, on the other hand, has been the favorite 3 times. I'm sorry, 4 times. It was a push, but they won. That's right. Yeah, but so 2-1 wins and losses for being the favorites. Don't have any other stuff to talk about with them. I know it's a big spread at 14, and I'm inclined to believe that Buffalo will win this game. I don't know if it's going to be that big of a... I don't know. I think it'll depend on what happens with the quarterback situation for Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Right now at 14 points, I got 1 point on the game. I'm just going to take Pittsburgh and say they lose by 10.
Interesting. Not on the Let's Go Buffalo train, going with the Steel.
Oh, no, I'm on the Buffalo train. I just don't know that they're going to win by more than 14 points.
Okay, that's fair. That is a fair assessment.
Right? Like, for all I know, they're going to win by 14, and it's a push.
Yeah, that is a very fair assessment with that. Grody, do you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, it's a very good assessment. I'm still picking Buffalo because, I mean, obviously it's horrendous when you come into a game and, I mean, he did score points for Pittsburgh. He did, but I mean, still 3 picks. Like, if he doesn't throw any of those picks, they probably win against the Jets. But I don't think they have enough to beat Buffalo, and I think Buffalo's defense has been doing way better than they did last year. So I think they'll capitalize on a lot. And yeah, I got 1 point on it though. So, but
point on Buffalo, a little bit of a split. So let me make a decision on that split. I think Buffalo's defense is just absolutely amazing. But there is one thing that Buffalo's defense is lacking, and that's a fella by the name of Miles Jack. We are going max points on Miles Jack. Max points on the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you look back in the past weeks, folks, I have not done well with this pick, as I have in previous weeks with this here. So, again, This is a bad strategy. It is a strategy of the heart, which makes it not a strategy you can count on with it. Maybe that's a better way of phrasing it. Ice House, perhaps some logic can save this conversation.
If it was 13.5, I would just say, screw you, you're going to lose and take max points Buffalo. But it's a 14-point spread, and that's just a number I don't want to get a push on my 16-point pick. So I will take 8 points on Buffalo.
8.
I'm pretty confident they'll handle it, but I don't want to put max points on such a big, even number.
That's fair. That is fair.
Tell you what, if I catch it before at 13.5 when it finalizes, I'll put max points on Buffalo just to counter
Really?
you.
Ooh.
So one of us will win big, the other will get hosed.
That is a bold and acceptable strategy there, champion of last week. I like it, and I am excited to see if that spread actually does move. But speaking of move, we are going from the Buffalo-Pittsburgh area up to the black and blue of the NFC North. Hey, Grody, you've picked Minnesota against the Bears. Can you give us some thoughts on that one there, Grody? What are your stats?
Yeah, so Bears Vikings. Last year the Bears lost both meetings to the Vikings. First one 17-9, second one, which was at Minnesota, which was 31-17. Minnesota leads the series right now, 63-57, and 2 ties. I'd love to be a constant Chicago Bears fan and be like, I've got to pick my Bears. They're not going to lose by 7 points, but you couldn't stop Daniel Jones and Kirk Cousins. Though he is an average quarterback and he is a 60-60 win-loss guy. He got his first Monday Night Football win against the Bears. That's so sad to hear. Unfortunately, I don't think the Bears have enough offensively to stay in this game, and I think the Vikings can definitely win by more than 7. So I got 6 points on the Vikings. I just think there's just too much offensive power on their side. The Bears can't stop the run. So even if like Kirk Cousins can't throw the ball, they just can't hand it off to Cook and probably rush for over 150. Yeah, so there's not enough. They're not enough. So
Yeah, I do agree with your assessment, but I am unfortunately going to play fansy on the other side. Honestly, 75% of people are picking Minnesota for that exact reason with that right now. Plus, on top of that, it's a 7-point spread, and yeah, is Kirk Cousins still the garbage time king, or is that passing on to Kyler Murray? Like, who is the garbage time king right now?
Jared
Kyler
Goff.
Murray so far this year.
No, Jared Goff.
Oh, Goff is
Jared Goff, man.
Goff has been like
the Lions have the number 1 offense, all right, and they have the worst defense.
Yeah,
if
that
doesn't scream garbage time.
Good point.
Yeah. I think the Vikings are really going to unfortunately cause a lot of pain to the Bears. But Eberflus, please pass the ball to Kmet. Please talk to Eddie Jackson and tell him to bite someone's knee. That would be nice.
Well, you should clarify when you say number 1 offense. You should just say that Detroit has the most points scored.
Yeah, number 1.
That doesn't mean they have the number 1 offense.
Number 1 scoring offense. Yeah,
which is true. So I'm going to go 3 points on the Bears. Ice House, perhaps something a little bit more reasonable.
No, I'm going to go more unreasonable and just say it's Kirk Cousins against the Bears. Vikings have a great rushing offense. Kirk Cousins not playing in prime time, so he's going to do good. So, yeah, I'll take max points in Minnesota.
Oh!
I don't like it, but I'm sorry, I'm a realist, man. They're going to get smoked.
Wow. Just wow all the way around. Kamish, what is your thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, I don't know what the final point spread is going to be. I should note that probably Thursday at work, I will finalize where my points actually land depending on where these spreads fall. If it stays 7, I don't know. I don't think I've ever not picked Chicago.
That's what I was just thinking. I don't think you ever have. And we can roll video footage at some point. Editor.
Oh no, I'm fairly certain. I'm fairly certain. I've almost always picked the Bears on the premise of they may not win the game, but I don't think they're going to lose by whatever the point spread is.
But with 7.
7 worries me. I mean,
Yeah,
halfway
7
ish.
worries me because I could see a push in some unfathomable, or not unfathomable, but in some sort of like, yeah, all right, fine, late in the game, defense doesn't care that much and blah blah blah, and it becomes a push. But I don't know. I think I got to go with Boss on this one. I don't have max points, but I got 6, and I think I'm going to put it on Minnesota.
Wow. That's. I wish I had a sad violin thing because I honestly think this is the first time you've ever gone against Chicago, but with logic and good reason.
Well, I mean, realistically, I don't. I mean, the fan base can complain all they want. The writers can complain all they want. Um, they can. We knew that this was going to be, a rebuilding. We knew this was going to be a work in progress. We knew this wasn't going to be, holy shit, they're going to take the field and like they're unstoppable. Like the amount of names that I forget which game it was. I think it was the Sunday night game. The amount of names they listed off on the defense that are new, like these guys aren't going to figure out how to play with one another in preseason. They're not going to figure it out in training camp. They're going to figure it out in the actual game. They're 4 weeks in, and while they certainly should have figured out as soon as Daniel Jones was fucking hurt and the backup was hurt, that Wildcat was like, stack the box, they are not passing it. And if they do, then get burnt by it. Right? The fact that the defensive coordinator did not do that, or whoever the captain is of the defense, be it Roquan Smith or Eddie Jackson, didn't just outright say, get the fuck up there and stuff these guys.
Yeah.
That's what bothers me. It's like you're learning, but you're learning to work with one another, and some of you are new, but at the same time, a situation like that where you clearly know this is going to happen, or I think even in that game there was I don't know, it was a 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 1 for the Bears. And I looked at it and I was like, well, this would be the perfect time for like a play action, toss it to the tight end, get the first down. But you're going to run it, it's going to get stuffed, and you're going to punt. And you ran it, you got stuffed, and you punted. Like, you don't need to have it. It doesn't need to be a trick fucking play. Play action is not trick. Like,
there was
play
a
action.
play. Sorry, I was going to say, there's a play when they were down at the goal line. I can't remember if it was 3rd down or 2nd down, where they did a play action. And Kmet literally was wide open on the left, and all Fields had to do was flick him the ball, and he probably gets 5 yards, and they're that much closer to the goal line. And instead, Fields tries to run with it and gets sacked.
Yeah.
Like they've
been talking about that one a lot.
That's a bad play right there. You have a wide open Kmet. All you got to do is flick him the ball. He's getting 5 or 6 yards. And I want to say, I think it was like 2nd down and like 7. So it's like, if he gets it, he gets 5 yards. Now you're at 3rd and 2. Like, it to me, that blows my mind that it's like that simple play couldn't even be complete.
Now, Grody, do you think that is something of a play call, or do you think that's something that Justin Fields is not being like trained hard enough to see?
I don't know. It's hard to tell because there's so many times where it's like this is the thing that makes me frustrating as a Bears fan. Is it's like you almost see the same kind of stuff you did with Mitch with Fields. Like there's times when we had Mitch where he would throw the ball and you're like, "Oh my god, that's the play you need to make." And it's the same with Fields. He throws the ball and you're like, "Yes, that's the play you need to make." And then he makes a play like that and you're like, "What? What are you doing?" Now, I know that the NFL is, trying to crack down on tanking, and I'm not saying that the Bears are tanking here. But if there's one thing I learned from this draft with Ryan Poles as GM is he is not afraid to trade back and gather more picks. Now, I watch a lot of college football too. And there's not a lot of top tier wide receivers coming out. There's not a lot of top tier linemen coming out this year. So for the Bears, if they can get a high enough draft pick, well, people who want stuff that there is top tier of that need, the Bears could trade back and gather more picks. So I have to feel like that they're just trying to develop Fields in a way and the team, but still lose so that way they can have a high enough pick to trade back to get more picks, to just funnel this roster with young talent and then build around it.
I don't know, but like at the same, I was just talking about this with Icehouse just a couple of days ago. I am constantly thinking we're making some good draft picks. Cole Kmet, great draft pick. Why aren't we using him?
GM's draft pick.
Well, I mean, okay. So
That's the
my
problem.
thought.
Cole Kmet, in my mind, could be Greg Olson all over again.
Yeah. But no. Okay. So is it this? Is it this? Is somebody is is Justin Fields or Mitch Trubisky just listening to coaches that are saying follow the book and don't make calls out on the field, just listen to what I'm telling you to do? Or does somebody legitimately have our playbook somewhere, and are they just like feeding this information to other people? Like, is there a mole? Like, I
I,
constantly think this.
I wish I could have a screen set up already for X's and O's to show you this. So I watch a lot of football. I definitely feel like a football junkie. And one of the things I can tell you that frustrates me the most is I get that Luke Getsy is his first time doing this stuff. But he literally, like, if you watch the rest of the NFL, everybody's doing crossing routes. This guy's going this way. This guy's crossing over. It's pushing defenders out. It's getting separation. The Bears are doing none of that. They literally had a play in that game against the Giants where they had two receivers this side, one receiver this side, and it was literally Kmet did a little hook right here, and then Mooney went this way, and then Equanimeous St. Brown went this way. You have three wide receivers in one area of the field. You know how easy that's to defend? Because all your defenders have to be in one spot. And then you can't throw the ball because there's six defenders covering three guys. You can't do that. And for some reason, that's the offense the Bears are running, and it's frustrating because if instead of having Kmet make a hook, if he goes this way and Mooney's going this way, Mooney gets separation and he's open. Because when they do crossing routes, the guys are open. It works. Why do you think Justin Jefferson is doing so well? Why do you think Cooper Kupp is doing so well?
There's 6 guys out there, Kevin. There's 2 guys that are unaccounted for.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, I mean, like, there's some depletion.
You'd have at least one other wideout or another tight end or 2 running backs that would have nobody on them.
Yeah.
Because if you have 4 down linemen, you have 6 DBs covering 3 wideouts that are all in the same area. That's 10 players. You have one guy that might be shadowing Fields because he can run. So there's 11. You have 2 then players that should be wide fucking open.
So yeah, that comes back to my thought: is Fields just not being like? Is he not seeing it, or is he not being trained hard enough to make the?
Well,
the
I don't know about
decisions.
I didn't watch much of the game on Sunday because I was doing other stuff.
You were getting. Were you getting the dog?
No,
No,
I was busy. I was busy working on stuff. I was listening on the radio. In the garage, I had a closet I was redoing. But so, what you call it? I don't know about the play in particular where Kmet was wide open, but I mean, as far as what I saw in that game, that O-line played like shit, and Fields didn't have a chance to find anybody.
Oh.
So I mean, like as far as on that play in particular, if Fields had a pocket, he could stand in there and go through his progressions, and he missed a wide open Kmet, then I see that as a problem. If Kmet's not his number one target, that's why he's not finding him. If a guy to his right or his left or wherever is coming at him and he feels the pressure and he needs to do something immediately, I could see why he would miss that. Because one of the takeaways from that game that Eberflus said out loud is the O-line needs to play better. They played like shit in that game.
He said
and
that?
from what I Yeah, well, he didn't say shit. He did say that the O-line played like crap,
Well, yeah,
and he wants them to
saying,
play
like,
better.
He said he noticed that the O-line should be playing better.
Yes, he did, from that game particularly.
Yeah, that's why I'm hopeful that what's his name, Lucas Patrick, who's supposed to be the center, can finally take over. And like the one thing that like I think is so weird to me is that I know they're waiting, they're trying to get him game ready, and that's why they're putting him out there because he hurt his hand, but like the one thing that everybody else has talked about, like even actual mainstream like ESPN, like which they don't really cover the Bears.
Yeah.
Tevin Jenkins, who they've put in at right guard, when he is out there, he is like the best right guard in the game. Like ranking all the other right guards in the game, like there's maybe only like 1 or 2 guys that are playing better than him at that right guard position. So I'm hopeful that once Lucas Patrick actually gets to his position, which is center, they'll have Tevin Jenkins there, which will improve that middle of the line, which will give Fields more time, and maybe we can see some better passes out of him. But I mean, yeah, like Joe said, right now, yeah, 100%. Without this line, they're not going to do anything. You can't be a good quarterback and play on a bad offensive line. Like if Tom Brady was here, he would be doing just as bad.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. And this, I mean, fans who are, maybe looking at this, maybe, days, years, weeks down the line, whatever with that. Yeah, we're Bears fans. We are. We are Bears fans. We love our Bears with that. And it's just there's been some stinky times these last few years with this. So we are hoping for something better and something could happen with that. Who knows?
Well, I mean, for at this point, right? I don't know what the contract was that Eberflus signed. I don't know if it was 5 years or what, but Fields only had part of a season with Nagy. Otherwise, right? You look at this going forward. You've got Fields, you've got Mooney, you've got Montgomery, you've got Herbert, you've got Komet, right? You've got an O line you need to work on defensively. Right, you've got some holes potentially that need to be filled. Although it seems like between Brisker, Jackson, Jalen Johnson, right, like you've got some solidarity there. You've got Roquan Smith, right, right. So you don't have tremendous amount of holes that need to be filled.
Yeah.
And if you can keep your offensive coordinator, keep your defensive coordinator, keep the head coach, and go throughout the rest of the season making progress. I mean, that was one of the things I thought was really. I mean, and I hate most announcers, but I can't remember if it was Daryl Johnson or that other guy Joe, whatever the fuck his name was, that was in the booth with him. But one of them was talking about how, like, between the Giants and the Bears, like, this is a game that each team looks at like, I can win this game, whereas the Bears, having had played the Packers, right, like, or even in the first week where they got lucky and beat the 49ers, right, like, the Packers is a loss. Like, you're going to lose that game. That's a team that has been around for a while together, right? They know what they're doing, blah, 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 right? The Bears are building. The Giants are building, right? Like, you're going to see a game here between two teams that are building. And for the most part, right, it wasn't a blowout one way or the other. Like, yeah, in the end, the Bears did blow it and lost, but like they could have won that game. So you look at the season going on, right? This is what the season is for the Bears. Like, they are building. And to me, it's funny listening to the fans gripe, complain, and moan and groan when at the beginning of the seasons the fans are like, "We'll be lucky to win 4 games." Well, we're 4 games. We're 4 games in, and we're halfway to your win total. And yet, after every game, it's like, "Oh, well, this is bullshit. They should be doing this. They should be doing that." But no, you said they were going to lose fucking 13 out of these 17 games. Why are you surprised? Why are you angry? Why are you upset?
Yeah.
The reality that you said was going to happen is happening. Just accept it and move on. Like, I would love to see progression out of them. And it's funny to me that against the Giants, the O-line crumbled, whereas the 3 previous games, well, again, like, I haven't been watching much of any of the Bears. I did watch the Sunday night game, but it seemed like in the Sunday night game, Fields wasn't running for his life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And I'm not going to say the Packers definitively their defensive line or their blitz scheme was way better than the Giants, but to me, I think defensively that team is better than the Giants defensively, and yet we held up better. And I mean, it could also be the whole notion like it's a division rival, right? Like, we've got to, show up in Sunday night. We've got to show up for the occasion. Whereas, it's noon against the Giants, and they kind of suck, right? Like, so you're a little bit not necessarily relaxed, but you're a little bit less on edge, right? Well, right. So you look at this upcoming week, like, yeah, all right, fine, underdogs by 7 points, but it is the Minnesota Vikings. It is in Minnesota. But, you watch this O-line plays a lot better. Bears still lose the game more than likely, but, you watch the O-line will play better because it is a divisional matchup, because it is against a team that, you want to beat. You don't want to lose to.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Flus,
so I wouldn't,
as you said, maybe the Flus will talk some good into the O-line. Yeah. I agree. Yeah, we'll get Tom. Let's see, who's next on here? I'm next.
You are.
I am next here with Detroit versus New England. All right. Let me tell you something about this. Detroit.
My battery's at 10%, so I gotta power through.
Power through, or get a charger or something. I don't know.
No.
Right. Live decisions.
Well, the plug-in charger on my phone doesn't work no more, or reluctantly works, so I can't rely on that. So I just put it on a little stand that
Oh,
charges at night. So I don't know.
gotcha.
However you want to do.
Well, let me talk
Then
about.
I got to get to bed in the next 14 minutes anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So I won't take too long with this here. What I wanted to talk about is just how outrageous a season Detroit is having right now. Detroit has had 141 points scored against them in the last 4 weeks. They have also simultaneously scored 142 points against their opponents. All of their games have just been like insanely high scoring. Now, granted, you look at the Detroit Lions defense. Well, their whole team as of right now is a little bit on fumes. They're on a lot of secondaries as of right now. Now you look at the Patriots, and they have a decision that they're going to need to make. Sports Illustrated came out with something today saying Zappy Baylor, their third string quarterback who came in, has given the Patriots an option to look at next to Mac Jones. Mac Jones is not listed to play just as of yet, so the starter has not been listed. It is not Hoyer the Destroyer. He is out with a head injury, so it could be either quarterback
oh,
at this point. Um, so it is interesting to say right now that Detroit is doing really good, even though they are 1-3. They're just having a huge amount of points scored against them as of right now. But they are doing really good offensively. They are 32nd out of all the teams in terms of the points scored against them. And they are up at the top with the amount of points that they have scored. So what are you going to say about that? Patriots, Detroit. So these is NFC versus AFC. They obviously haven't played very much. Since 1971, they have met a total of 12 times in which New England has taken 7 wins. Detroit has taken 5 wins. Neither one of these teams have met in a championship anything. Detroit really just hasn't made it there. The over-under on this game right now is 46.5. I find that number as juicy as can be, given the fact that every game this year has scored over 50 points easily. In fact, the last one scored over 90 points with a score of 45-48 with that. It was just an unbelievable. You're just looking at that going, holy cow, in terms of what that is. So, interesting thing. Detroit is playing. They're just playing against teams who are really just giving them a really good nudge. It's a 3-point favorite to New England. They are at home in Foxborough, so really they're calling it a dead set even matchup between these two teams. I think there's a world where Mac Jones comes back. Zappy Baylor, graduate of Houston Baptist and a little bit of work down at Western Kentucky University, 2 no-name colleges that no one cares about anyway, showed up and looked decent with it. Jared Goff, playing with a depleted offense, which is going to be coming back. Swift is obviously going to be coming back with this. Possibly coming back. He's still listed as questionable, but probably coming back. Looks good. 57% of people are going with Detroit on this one. And I think that's primarily because there's a question of the quarterback in terms of who it's going to be. The over-under just makes me want to put, like, if you're putting money on the over-under, put money on the over with this. There are a lot of over that can potentially happen out of this whole thing. 57% of people going for Detroit, an average confidence spread of 5.3. New England, 43% with an average confidence of 5.9. Both teams are 1-3. They're looking for something to gain ahead with this one here. I'm going to go kind of big with this one. Lost where they are. I am going to go with New England. And the only reason I am going with New England is Detroit has fallen short of beating their spread every time this year. It's not to say that I don't think they can do it, but at the same time, I am gambling on this one that I think New England is somehow going to edge it out. But by golly, can they play with that? So I'm putting $1 11 points on New England. Going up to Ice House.
I will counter that with 11 points on Detroit.
Smell a system. This is system 25.9K.
Detroit Rock City, motherfucker.
I see what you're up to. Hashtag Pelican Commish.
I got 14 points on Detroit.
14 points on
Oh,
Detroit with that, Grody.
I got 12 points on New England.
12 points on New England?
Yeah.
Not New England. So a dead even spread. Excellent.
all right.
One more raise of the glass. Ice House winning last week. Congratulations, Ice House, with that. Excellent work. Ice House gets the last game, which he wants to talk about the G-Men going up against the Aaron Rodgers and his cheeseheads. Give us some stats on that one there.
Well, it's going to be a massacre, so that's all we need to know.
Wow.
12 points on Green Bay. Like I said, I'm sorry. My internet was out, and it was Stephanie's birthday, so we had to go out to dinner. So
Fair.
I did not have any time to research. And I'd like to once again say, fuck you, Xfinity. You are useless. Thank you for your, multiple calls and to your call centers in India, which people don't give a fuck about us.
Yeah.
So
All right.
every time I go, well, I'm so sorry for that. Well, I love that you read your script, and that's fine. You're doing your job. But it's like, man, that's what they get paid to do, read a script, tell you they're sorry about it, and it's like, well, fuck Comcast, man. What a shit company.
So did I hear you right? You're saying you're putting 12 points on Green Bay.
Yes, that is correct.
12 points on Green Bay, Commish.
With the broader point being fuck Comcast.
With the broader point, screw you, Comcast. Please support us at some point.
That's the most important part that needs to be heard here. Comcast can eat a goddamn dick.
What was that, Commish?
I got 3 points on the New York Football Giants.
3 points on the New York Football Giants club. We got Grody.
I got 3 points on Green Bay.
3 points on Green Bay. Well, you're freaking countering me, Ice House. So I'm going to put 12 points on the G-Men.
Good luck with that, buddy.
No, you and yours. Yeah, you know what? No, that's dumb. Let's go back. 5 points. 5 points on the G-Men with that. We're going 5 points on the Giants there. No, I'm not going with that. All right, we come down to quick picks here. Commish, quick picks. Denver hosting Indy.
Got 11 points on Indianapolis.
11 points on Indianapolis there. Grody.
I got 13 on Denver.
13 on Denver. I will be going with 9 points on Denver. It's hard to breathe up there. Ice House.
God. Maybe if I keep picking Indy to win.
No. That's a good one there.
Okay, 3 points on Indy. I don't know. I keep trying. I'm gonna keep trying. Damn it! When they win, I'll never try again.
Oh God! All right, coming over to Grody. You've got the Los Angeles Chargers at Cleveland.
I got 15 points on the Chargers.
15 on Herbert. Holy crap! That is a lot. Oh God, Browns. Really, am I going for you? No, I'm going for Chargers. No, I'm going for Browns. No, I'm going. Oh God, this is really tough one there. Oh yeah, who went? Who's going for the most? Everyone's going for the Chargers. I'm going for Chargers. Sorry, Cleveland. 7 points on the Chargers. Ice House.
I'm going to match Grody on that one. 15 on the Chargers.
15 on the Chargers. Oh, we're all going Chargers. All right, Commish.
I'm going to match Boss and Grody as well. 15 on the Chargers.
Wow. I'm going Chargers with that one there. I get New Orleans hosting Seattle. Man, Geno Smith. Man. Freaking 6 points on the pizza. Ice House.
14 points on Geno's East.
Oh, my God. 14 on the pizza. Commish.
7 points on Geno's East.
Whoa, 7 points on the pizza. Grody, are you going pizza as well?
No, I'm full. I'm going 7 points on the Saints.
Oh my God!
This is a wise decision. I may like
That's
that.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
Ice House, quick pick. You got Miami against the Gang Green.
Well, Tua's out. I'm not sure that moves the needle. Five on the Jets. Fuck it.
Oh, gosh, there, right there. Commish,
I got 13 on Miami.
13 on Miami. Grody,
I got 11 on Miami.
11 on Miami.
Oh,
Oh, I can't help it. I can't help it. 4 points on the
you-
MILF Hunter. Not going what? Not no. 4 points on the MILF Hunter. There we go. Yeah, Commish, we got Atlanta going over to the GOAT and his referees.
I got 2 points on Tampa Bay.
2 points on Tampa Bay. Grody,
2 points on Tampa Bay.
2 points on Tampa Bay. I will also join you by taking a crap on Tampa Bay.
The triple deuce.
Ice House, will you join us in our crap on our deuce?
you do some Tampa.
Everyone
Yes.
takes a deuce on Tampa. Eat it,
I mean,
Tom
you're
Brady. You're a cheater. You're a horrible person. I hope that you have a bad bowel movement tomorrow. That's what I hope there. Who knows if that's what's going to happen. He's never going to look at this. Grody, you get Tennessee getting hosted at Washington.
I got 16 on Tennessee.
Whoa! Max points on the king! Holy guacamole with that. I don't know if I could do max points on the king. I can't do max points. I've never done. Well, I'm not going anything on Washington. They suck. Carson
Yes.
Wentz is just bleh. 12 points on the king. Ice House.
I'm taking a Niner on Tennessee.
Niner on 10. We're all going Tennessee so far. Commish.
I got max points on Tennessee.
Ooh, max points.
Whoa.
Max points on Tennessee. This game. Jacksonville hosting Houston. And Jacksonville's another one of those teams that is an interesting sleeper with how good they've been doing as a team. I am going to go Jacksonville, and I am going to go and put 10 points on the Miles Jackless Jags. Ice House.
I am actually gonna. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going to go 13 points on this disgusting team.
Kabish, your thoughts?
I got 5 points on Jacksonville.
5 points on Jacksonville. Grody, any difference? We're all going Jacksonville so far.
Got 5 points on General Mills.
Oh, on the Mills, you want some
Oh.
cereal with that. Contrarian. I like it there. I like it. Up to Ice House again with that. Ice House, you get San Fran at Carolina.
Stand Fran for 4 spot.
San Fran for a 4. Commish.
9 on San Francisco.
Niner on 49ers there. Grody.
Niner on 49ers.
Niner on 49er. Oh, you're all doing San Fran. We'll do Niner. Is that a 9? Oh, that's an 8. Sorry. My screen resolution is not very good. Everyone just watched me zoom in. 8 on Carolina. Sweet home. Carolina. That's a bad decision there. Commish, you get the Los Angeles Rams hosting Dallas.
I'm going to put 10 points on Dallas.
10 on Dallas, Grody.
I got 10 points on Dallas as well.
10 points on Dallas. Man, I'm going to go 1 point on Los Angeles Rams. Oh, that's the wrong one. Wait, where's the right one I want there? There we go. That one was it there. Ice House.
I will join you with 1 point on the Ram Jam.
There we go. Now that I know my button, we both get that poopy battle with that. Grody, you are getting Philly cheesesteak going down to Arizona.
I got 8 points on Philadelphia.
8 points on. Man, that hurts. Everyone's going Philadelphia. I really want to put it on. Wow. Really do want to put it on wow. I really want to support my quarterback. But they're 4-0. I can't. 4-0.
Give it to your guy. Whoa.
Nope. Sorry. I think wow is not going to do it here. 13 points on the Philadelphia cheesesteaks. Going up to Ice House.
Wow.
Wow.
7 points on Philly. Couldn't do it either.
Also going Philly. Wow.
And Kamish.
I got 8 points on Arizona.
8 points on.
Wow.
Wow. There we go. Lastly, we got Grody talking about Apple Core Baltimore hosting the Sackville Borough.
I've got 14 points on Baltimore.
14 points on Baltimore. I will counter you with 15 points on Borough. Yeah.
That's good.
That's right. Ice House.
I am taking a 7 spot or a 6 spot on Baltimore.
Oh, on Apple Core. And Kamish with the last choice of the night.
I got 12 points on Baltimore.
12 points on Baltimore. Oh, man. Hopefully my decision. I've made a lot of decisions that seem to be going against you. Well, against all of you.
Well, this will be a great one next week. No, it won't be so close as last week.
Yes, hopefully that's true.
Last week was very close.
Yeah,
This one, somebody's going to gain a lot of ground.
it's true. That's true. But folks, these grounds will also have to be talked about next week. Raise your glasses up to another good week of fantasy football. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. We're the cool Duff Pick'em All-Star Crew. And folks, we will see you next week for more fantasy football fun. Cheers, folks.
Later, man.